Hello, hello. Welcome to Talk Football Live. We're back again for the quarterfinals of the World Cup. As you all know, my name is Charles, and I'm here with my co-host Ayod and Biodun, and our one of our favorite guests, Yudi, regular guest, and a super guest, Marie. How you doing today, everyone?
Doing good.
Doing great. Everyone doing great. Okay. So we call Marie a super guest because those are fans. You know, we don't usually have ladies in here. We've had one or two ladies in the past, but we outsource once in a while, bring ladies that know a lot about football, those who love the World Cup. So Marie's here to help show us a passion. Yeah, so Ayo, Biodun, Yudi, Marie, we're talking quarterfinals today, as I mentioned. So we're gonna go through the predictions. But before we do that, I'm just gonna try a question to you guys, ask you which has been your favorite game so far in the round of 16, and why was it your favorite? Ladies first, we can start with Marie.
Round of 16 that just happened.
Yep.
Um, what was my favorite game? I mean, I think I'm gonna just go with the Argentina game today, just because I'm a Messi fan. I know it's controversial, but for Messi to be in and for Ronaldo to be out,
Oh,
like
good.
that did it for me.
So why is it controversial? Just because of the Messi Ronaldo debate, or is there something else?
No,
Because
I think
something
it's
was
controversial.
controversial in the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it was controversial because it looked like a goal was disallowed for Egypt and
Mhm.
the same foul happened on the other side. It was kind of like the same foul happened for Argentina, but it wasn't given to Egypt. So I think that was the controversy of
Okay.
and then on top of that, like, why did they let them go on to score the goal and then wait so long to look at VAR to call the foul? Like, I think it was all a mess.
So in your opinion, it was a wrong call. That goal should have stood.
I think either they should have called the foul right away or
Mhm.
just let the goal stand. Like, you waited too long,
Okay.
in
Who,
my
who,
opinion.
who who agrees? Who disagrees? Or who agrees? First of all, I think so. I'll throw out my
I
opinion. I
I
actually
agree.
don't
I
see.
think there has to be like a
Okay,
statute.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I feel like there has to be like a statute of limitation thing. Like that thing happened like 80
Five
years.
hours
Like
ago.
Argentina, right? Like it was a full minute rewind. Like they had enough chances to stop the goal, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
like several phases of play after the foul happened, and they took it all the way back. Like, are we going to rewind to the first minute now to find fouls? I don't know.
Bjorn, what do you think?
There's nothing else to say. When we tell you FIFA has
The
an
other
agenda,
justice.
you guys don't. You
God.
guys won't believe us. You would say, well, we don't like the FIFA princess. It's not about the FIFA princess. It's robbery. It shouldn't happen, but it happened again. Same thing as how he escaped the red card. So I have nothing else to say. Everyone can see it.
Yudi's facial expression seems like he wants to jump on the other side. Yudi, let's go.
I don't necessarily want to jump on the other side. I think fair. Anybody watching the game will feel like, okay, this should not have stood, right. Like not the goal, like that the way they ruled it off should not have happened, because of the time difference between when the tackle happens and when they get the goal called for not being a goal.
Yeah.
Um, Something similar happened when Argentina played Austria. Was it, yeah, Austria in the group stage, and Messi got a goal um, after a tackle in Argentina's own half, and that goal stood, right. I went back to go look at it to understand how similar it was or how dissimilar it was. It was very, very similar. By the letter of the law, both goals should not have stood, right, by the
Okay.
letter of the law. So if they're going to call it one way, they should call it one way. If they're not going to call it one way, they should
I
not call
agree.
it one
I
way, right?
agree.
That's
So
that's
here's
the
my
only
take.
piece. That's the only piece I will say about this. But as far as FIFA agendas, see, FIFA had a goal to keep certain teams in this tournament. Portugal was one of those teams. So if Ronaldo fans want to feel heartburned by everything that has happened today, they should go back to the Croatia game. Modric should still be in this World Cup, right? We shouldn't be having a conversation about what's unfair in FIFA princess and this and that. No, let's talk about the refs, the game, the plays, and focus on that, not who is FIFA favorite, who is FIFA not favorite. Let's talk about VAR. Let's talk about the refs. Let's talk about the plays. Because what happened today, besides Egypt, I'm still happy Egypt went ahead before they started to come back because
Yeah.
it kept the dynamics the same,
Yeah.
right? On the balance of what's fair, what's not fair, Egypt were still 2 goals ahead before any, and even less time for
With 10
Argentina
minutes
to
to
even
go.
start
Yeah.
coming back. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that that played out. I'm happy the penalty didn't go in. As a Messi fan, I'm happy all these things happened the way they happened because yes, you can say there's an agenda, but you still have to play. You still have to win your games. You still
First, you
have
have
to
to
play.
defend.
So that's what I have to say about this right now.
I have a response, but I've loved Bjorn to hear. I don't know if Bjorn is still listening, but
Is there?
anyways, I'll say it either way. So you said something. You hit it on nail on the head, Yudi. You talked about something happened, the same similar thing happened, and Argentina got the goal. But when it happened against Morocco, I mean not Morocco, Egypt did not get the goal. Don't attack me, Bjorn and Ayo. But this is exactly how we felt. And Marie, you may not know about this because you don't watch Premier League, as you mentioned. When Arsenal, West Ham's goal was disallowed against Arsenal, Yudi, back me up, please. And in previous games, so many times when fouls, Arsenal had fouls in the box and they got the goal. This is exactly what we were saying back then. And nobody, you guys thought we were just
It
talking.
feels unfair when it's not consistent. It's just that
Exactly.
simple.
So the problem is not Arsenal, West Ham, Egypt, Argentina, FIFA, whatever. The problem is VAR. VAR is not consistent. We've seen it in the Premier League. We've seen it in the World Cup so far. VAR is not. So, like Judy said, all this controversy of FIFA princess, I think we should push that to the side. The fact is VAR is not consistent, and that should be our focus. Are you want to say something? Ayo, were you about to say
No,
something?
because I don't think it's worth responding to the Arsenal. I don't think it's worth responding to the Arsenal comment you threw in there.
That's only the example I'm thinking about.
But even if you bring
That's
up
fine.
like the FIFA princess thing, if we look at yesterday's game with the red card with Balogun,
Oh yes.
Ronaldo wasn't supposed to play the first 2 games. Like when he got his red card in the World Cup qualifiers. So it's like if anybody's the princess, it's definitely Ronaldo. Like you weren't supposed to
I
play
didn't
your
even
first
remember
two
that.
games, and then on top of that, like nobody like Congo played, right? We were the first up against Portugal, but we weren't like, oh no, red card. We were like, come, we're waiting for you. Like, we're waiting to play you. Like, but
I love it.
yesterday with Belgium, with the whole Balogun situation, the only reason it flew was because originally that they let it pass with Ronaldo, and that's the only basis they had for precedent for it to fly with that game. So I think Ronaldo was really the princess, but he's out. So I mean, if you were the GOAT, you would still be in. You could win. You could have 3 goals within 10 minutes, but that wasn't the case.
Honestly, if Ronaldo didn't play the group stages, do you think
So
Portugal would have finished top in their group?
They probably
you
will.
I
know,
think they play
I
better
mean,
without him. They
It's
wouldn't
clear,
even
one
be
thing
isn't
I'll
able to
it?
point
get
out,
through.
one thing I'll point out though, yeah, I know we're talking about VAR, we're talking about ref inconsistencies, all that. The fact of the matter is, like Yudi said, Egypt still went up 2-0 and they gave up the lead.
Yes.
Like all the
Yes.
3 goals Argentina scored were clean. You have to go back to that. How do you lose that 2 goal lead? It's the
Same
second
with
time we're seeing
Senegal,
that from same with
South African
Senegal.
team.
So like there can be all this drama, but the fact is those teams still scored the goals, and you have to defend those goals. The game
That's
goes
true.
for 110 minutes, 100
That's
minutes
true.
at the least, right? You have to play for
Yeah.
100 minutes. It's no longer 90 minutes.
Bjorn, I saw
So
you
yes,
shaking
we
your
can
head when
disagree
Marie
with
brought
your
up
ref, this, that,
Ronaldo's
but you scored
disallowed
the
or
two
cancelled
goals.
records.
Defend your box.
Always. Bjorn, you have something to say in regards to that? Because I mean, all this princess talk, I don't care for it. But Ronaldo, them canceling Ronaldo's records coming to the World Cup. What do you have to say about that? Did you think that was part of FIFA's professional treatment?
I don't. I don't think you deserve my comment.
On that note, we'll move on. We'll move on to the
I think
question.
it just opens a can of worms though, because now
It
everybody's
does.
gonna try to appeal everything. Like that's not okay.
I'll be
They wanted
surprised if they
Ronaldo
don't
at
get
the
punished
World
up for that
Cup
red
to
card.
make money. Like
Yeah.
they wanted him there to make money, but it's like if you receive a red card, you're supposed to be out for 3 games. Be out for 3 games. Now everybody's gonna try to appeal every card, and it's gonna be a mess because
We're
everybody's
getting
gonna be
very
like,
close to
take this
NBA and
yellow
NFL
card.
territory.
All I will tell you is that the president of Portugal did not call Infantino
Mm-hmm.
to
I
reverse.
mean, it doesn't matter who calls. The issue
So
is he
that's
still
exactly what I'm trying to
plays.
get you guys. That's exactly what I'm trying to get because you guys would not be able to tell anyone where the line is anymore. There is no more line.
But that's
So
not our problem. That's not our
hold
fault.
on.
That's Infantino's fault.
It doesn't matter who calls. The issue
No,
is
no, no,
he
no,
still
no. There
plays
is no
on a
hand.
red
There
card.
is no hand to this. That is
Yes.
the problem. The
I
problem
think
is
what
there is
they
no
were saying.
hand. What you've
We're
allowed,
all saying the same thing.
there's never going
We're
to be
saying
a
the same
hand
thing.
to it. And if you guys
Exactly.
want to keep picking an example, then I'm telling you that we can keep going back as far back as anyone can remember or Google or research. Because I can tell you there has always been one incident before the other. It is based on because you remember that one, then you can bring it into the play, right?
Of course.
You brought up a shameful excuse talking about Arsenal when you forgot that those same things were done to Arsenal in the past. That's shameful. You shouldn't even bring that up, right?
Actually,
That's
No,
what
I
no,
I'm
no.
should
saying.
bring
No,
it up
you,
because
Let's,
that's
let's
what I
not,
remembered.
we're
that's
not
why I
going
said
to
you did
open
deserve
the
my
Arsenal
comments.
tab
I
right
didn't want to go there, but you're pushing me there.
Please,
Go
let's
ahead.
focus on the World Cup.
No, 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 no.
We're not
You
going to
keep
open the
pushing me there,
Arsenal
right?
can of worms
You
because we've had
you
that
pick an
conversation over and
example
over
that
again.
fits your narrative. You cannot do that.
Let
And
me do
also,
that. Let me do
Ronaldo
that.
was before the World Cup. Hold on. Ronaldo was before the World Cup. You
Uh-huh.
changed the game. You changed the rule during the game. The game has already kicked off. The game is on. I understand that Ronaldo thing should have been addressed, but it was
No,
before the World
rule
Cup.
has
And now in the
It
World
was
Cup,
World Cup qualifier, so it can only
Yes.
apply to the national team.
what I'm telling
these
you
were
is
the
that
next
just so
games.
you know, the Prime Minister of England has also appealed Jared Kwanzaa's red card. It will continue, and there will be no line to
Yeah,
it.
that's the
It's going to come down
issue.
to who has the most influence.
we're saying.
Can
we're
we say
saying
this is
same
the
thing.
best World Cup we've ever seen, though? Can we all
Oh,
agree?
so far, yeah.
Right. So
All right.
despite all this, it's still the best World Cup.
It's still the best one. So let's move on real quick. Let's move on. So the question was, what's your favorite game
All right.
and why? Biodo, can you give us an answer for that? Your favorite game in the round of 16 and why?
Belgium.
And why? Because you're saying good. Why?
Why?
Do I need to spell it out?
Yeah, please. We need to hear it.
Yeah, because I'm glad Ayo is here. So Ayo, welcome. Where's your jersey?
Did I wear my jersey the last week?
You
I wore
did
my
well.
Nigeria
The
jersey last
last recording I was with you, you had your.
No. The last time he won Nigeria,
I have
don't
my
want to
jersey.
say it,
Nigeria.
right?
Although
You had it up. I don't know why
Ayod,
you're not putting it on today.
we
Right?
ended by shouting USA. USA. Do you remember?
Right? Ayo, so where's that jersey? You bought it?
Look, it was about a journey. No,
Okay, I
no,
warned you,
I've
right? I
retired it.
warned you.
We
I
are
showed you
continuing
the
with the rest of
result
the
that
World
happened in
Cup.
March.
The real
I
World Cup
warned
has
you. I
started.
showed you the.
So that was just banter for Ayo. So we have to
That was
move
just
forward
bad.
now to the important teams according to
And I
Ayo,
knew I'd be
to
getting
the
on
strong
that
team.
Yudi
All right,
anytime
Yudi,
I
what about
started
you?
it.
What do you
Best
think?
game, Mexico, England. That was a madness.
That was a crazy game.
That was a madness. Like today's game was good, but that game was a madness. There was a lot of build up too before the game, right?
Oh yeah, too much build up.
Altitude, this,
Yep.
and then a 1 hour delay to add to the tension.
Yep.
And then the game starts, and Mexico is they're coming at England and then boom, the Bellingham double. And it was a great game. And then England going down to 10 men for majority of the game too.
And Thomas Tuchel masterclass in packing the bus.
It really hit on every note, right?
Yeah.
And all the players that I expected to step up, stepped up. So that was my best game of the round of 16. I loved today's game. I shouted goal like 3 times, all the goals, and I was hyped. But Mexico England for me was a really good game.
Yeah, I'll second that. Yeah, Mexico England was my favorite game for sure. Like I've been waiting for England to turn up, to step up, whatever. And they finally did. There was another level of Hurricane Bellingham and everybody else, and that was very impressive to see. So yeah, Ayo, we haven't gotten yours.
Yeah, the same for me. England, Mexico, and I think England keep doing just enough to make it through. Like I've told you guys before, they were my pre-tournament pick. You guys saw my bracket.
Yeah.
So I think I felt a little validated because going into that game, along with all the drama, Mexico had not considered any goal in the tournament before that game.
Yep.
right? And they
Yep.
conceded 3.
Yep.
So kudos to England. But now that I've seen France, I think it'll be England, France in the final. I just don't know if it'll be enough, but we'll see.
Don't worry. We'll go back to, because that was not your pick initially, right? When we first did the brackets. England, France. It
No,
wasn't.
no, when we did the bracket, that was
Okay.
my pick. No,
Oh,
no, no.
England, France was
England,
your
France
pick?
was not my pick. I had
Okay,
England to
that's what I'm
win it,
saying.
but not.
Okay, fair,
No,
fair.
no, no. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I had
so
Spain in the final. I had Spain beating France, but I haven't seen both teams. Anyway,
okay, fair.
moving on.
So let's go to the predictions. You can bring up the brackets, Ayo. We'll go to the predictions. We'll predict the quarterfinals, and then we can talk about brackets. I don't know, Mari. I don't know if you had a bracket. Yudi, I don't know if you had a bracket before the World Cup started. Even if you didn't, think about who you thought was going to be in the final, and we'll
I
talk
did.
about it. Okay. All right, Ayo, can you scroll up a little bit so I can see the full screen? France, Morocco,
Yeah.
2 African teams, like people have been saying. And we can all go around do quick fire prediction on this because they're just 4 games and we have enough time on our hands. Yudi, let me start with you.
Right.
France, Morocco, what do you think?
Um, Everything says France. I smell an upset. My prediction for this entire tournament was 2 African teams. My measure for success for AFCON was 2 African teams in the quarterfinal. Now we
Well,
have just 1 African team left.
no, we have to. We just said we have to. We're claiming France.
We have one. Either way, only one of them is going to go through. So, since there's no AFCON team, not France, Africa. Now we
Yeah,
have them, but let's keep them on our side. There's no AFCON team or no other AFCON team. I can smell an upset. I don't know how it's going to happen because that France team is really well. I know who will be at fault. Is Upamecano. He's the suspect person in this entire 11.
Upamecano, like I call him.
Upamecano is the suspect person in this France 11. So if there's an upset coming, I think Morocco find a way to exploit him in particular, and that's where it will come from. But other than that, default is France, but I smell the Morocco upset coming.
Smell the upset. And by the way, this is the vengeance or same game that happened in the semi-final of last World Cup, France Morocco. So maybe Morocco can do them dirty like they did them 4 years ago. Biodun, France Morocco, what do you think?
I think France is gonna go through. Morocco's last game to me was disappointing. They did the job, they got the goals in the second half, but the first half wasn't impressive. I don't know if Sabari will be available for this game. I think he got injured in the last game. Raimi did okay, but so Upamecano, yes, I understand where you guys are coming from, but in this competition, I think he has done okay. I think he's done okay. So let's give him credit. He's done okay. His partnership with Saliba really looking so good. Like I've said before, if you get to France defense, that means you're really playing well. If you're able to like get to them frequently in a game, that means you're really playing well. So far, none of the games they've played, anyone has been able to like. You see Saliba and Upamecano having a lot of touches. That tells you how comfortable they are.
Yeah,
I don't think Morocco will do that. Morocco's best game to me is still against Brazil. Brazil, not that great. So I'm rating Morocco based on that. And I wasn't impressed against their game against Canada. They will try, but I think France will take this eventually. That's what I see. Because it won't be like Paraguay. They won't play defensive. They will open up. And when you open up against them, the 4 guys in front, they have a chance.
Yeah. But I mean, you did say something that about Upamecano that we should give him credit. He has been okay or good in this competition. And you also said, in my opinion, why he's been good. The reason is because no one has really challenged the France defense as they should. I think if anyone comes at the French defense as they should, I think Upamecano cracks. I think there was a game I actually saw him shake a little bit. I don't remember if it was the first game or the second game.
How would that happen is what I'm asking. How would that
happen?
How will Morocco
that's up to Morocco.
How will Morocco do that?
That's up to them. Hopefully their coach can figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Ayo, what do you think, France Morocco?
Yeah, so my reason for not picking France before the tournament, and I don't know if you remember, I called out Upamecano and Manya, right? But I have paid attention to those 2 specifically through the tournament because I wanted to see if they have a mistake in them. And I'll be honest, Upamecano has impressed me in this tournament. I think he made one mistake that I saw in the Paraguay game, and that's the only mistake that I've seen in the whole tournament. Excuse me. So Paraguay actually did a good job of getting to their defense, right? Because they played very rough, they played very aggressive, and they got chances to guard that defense. But we didn't see any mistakes. I don't think Morocco will get as many chances as Paraguay even had in that game. And I don't see any chance of Morocco going through. Like I'm just going to be that straightforward.
So
No
so
chance.
so far only UD is leaning towards Morocco. Marie, help us out.
I'm definitely going to say France. I think both teams racked up some yellow cards, but Morocco, they racked up way too many yellow cards. They play very aggressive. They need to be careful. I think the only way they can beat France if they play very aggressively. But because they have so many yellow cards, I think they're going to have to err on the side of caution, and that's going to hurt them, and France is going to win.
Okay.
Aren't the yellow cards scrapped in this round?
No,
Are they?
No, I don't
no,
think
they're
so.
So
not.
if you get a yellow card
They're
this
not.
round,
If you get a
you don't
second
play
yellow
the
card,
next.
you miss the semifinal.
You missed the semi, yeah. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Can
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, can I just say one? So I listened to Arsene Wenger today, this afternoon. They're asking him, and he confidently repeated and said France will win the World Cup.
World Cup.
And he did a quick analysis and he talked about the reason why. And he said the Asian team are out, they haul out, and he was looking at them as possible upset because of their physicality, their
A technical.
resilience, and some
Mm.
technicality that they've developed over the years. Now that they are out, he thinks that Spain is probably the only challenge to stop
Mhm.
France.
Okay.
And he thinks that physicality, France outweigh Spain. And if you really look at it, of all the teams left here, technically, teams at the technical level, I think you probably have only Spain left because of the players they have, right?
Okay.
Physicality, you can say England can match them physicality. And I'm saying that because Marie said Morocco have to be aggressive. Yes, we saw that against Paraguay. They sustained it, right? I don't this that's why we're saying Africa against Africa. These boys are ready. So
Yeah.
if you bring up the physical play, they will play it.
Yeah.
If you bring up speed, they will play it. See how Hamilton tore his hamstring trying to race Saliba, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you see the Upamecano thing that I'm talking about. So Upamecano is basically playing like Gabriel. He's the one that is doing the charge. Go watch very
Mm-hmm.
well. So he charges, right? So he does
Yeah.
the charging. Then Saliba stays behind to
Stays behind,
recover,
cleans up.
right?
Mhm.
When Saliba goes, which is once in a while, and because Saliba is not good at being aggressive, he's not the charging type, he's the cool guy. So his partner has to be the one that is aggressive. So Pepecano is the one that can do that, just like Konate will do. So um, who do they have that is tall? Saibari, if you place, that's a good chance because they need the height and the physicality. Saibari is big. If you see his laps, he's good. Raheem is more skillful, good with the ball, but not big physically. Then Diop in the defense, that's if they have corner kicks and set pieces. So you begin to look at the chances they have, right? Brahim Diaz is not going to be able to get through Rabiot and Trameni. Trameni should be back from the injury. And the way they play, that's why I said they might not get to the defense because they sweep. So Argentina success is sweeping. Go and watch last World Cup and this World Cup. The way Argentina win is they sweep. That is the style. They don't care whether the game is nice, it's scrappy game. They will sweep that defense. France does it, but people don't notice. They do it in the midfield. So when they don't have possession, they stop the play in the midfield before you get to the defense, right? And if you can press that midfield and get through, then you have a chance. Look at Dinier Fernandez, they're not too good, but they have a very good I think Kunde is better. If you want to go through, target the left side of France. That's all I would say.
Okay. Fair analysis. All right. So everyone is saying France goes through, right? Morocco. Everyone except
Except
UD.
Morocco.
Except UD. Yeah. Okay. We shall see. UD, maybe you get to celebrate when next you're here.
We'll
All
see.
right. Spain, Belgium. Oh, Belgium. Knocked out the only United States of America. Marie, let's start with you. Spain, Belgium. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Spain, Belgium. I love Spain because my little baby goat is on there, Lamine Yamal. So
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
true.
rooting for them. Belgium, um, They colonized Congo, so there's a lot of Congolese players who are on there. Honestly, Lukaku, for his age, he's been surprising me. Like, he's like gone in there, played not that many minutes, but he's always scoring. Like, even if it's the last second, he's coming up with goals. So, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a tough game, but I think Spain is just gonna pull through. I think they're gonna find a way to win.
Okay. Fair, fair. Ayo, what do you think? You agree, disagree?
Spain.
Spain. No need to analyze
Spain.
it. Just say it's Spain. Okay. Does
Spain.
anybody disagree? Because I think it's Spain too. Yudi, you are the upset king.
Spain is my pick for the country to win the whole thing. So no.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that makes so much.
Win the
Yudi.
World Cup?
I mean, I've said it since before the tournament started. So.
Yeah. Same here. All right, Belgium, Spain, Belgium.
I mean, it's Spain. If you want analysis, I'll give it to you, but it's Spain.
Let's keep it. There's no need. We also what Belgium did against Senegal.
Yeah, I can give you a quick one, right? I would
Okay,
have rated Belgium if Andre didn't get injured yesterday. By the way, he's out. He's ACL, so he's out for a while.
Who?
Andre Onana is out.
Oh,
He's out for like 6-7
yeah,
months.
he's
man.
So
Yeah.
Villa has a huge problem right now.
Sorry for him.
Emery has a problem. Not that I care about him, but which is good
Yeah.
for them. They have to go to the market. The only challenge is that maybe that would make them not want to sell Rogers, even though he doesn't play the same role.
Yeah.
But Andre is out. I mean, you could tell yesterday he was crying. He knew. So they confirmed this morning ACL is ruptured. Tielemans cannot. He alone can look at the Spain midfield. Like, what is he gonna do? Rodri is there. He's fit. He's not injured, right?
Yeah,
So
Rodri.
that's why I said it's easy. Then Cucurella, Trossard is their best player this tournament. Trossard is going to get shut down, right? Pedro Porro is on fire.
Yep.
And if Trossard switches, Cucurella is a crazy,
yep.
right? So, and I think the Belgian coach has been disappointing because you have players, unless Doku is not fit, why can you not play Doku in his natural position and shift Trossard to the middle and play Lukebao on the right?
Trossard, I mean, in his defense, he's getting the results.
Yeah, Trossard is his best player. He doesn't want to bench him. So because of that, he's having to shift Doku to the right or bench Doku. I think there is a way to play Doku and Trossard. That's all I'm saying. In this game, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know why bench KDB, maybe his injury or just fitness or fatigue. I don't know. But for Belgium to even have a chance,
I can take that one. Why he bench KDB
and so you think if he plays Doku and Trossard, he has a chance?
No, they have a chance to balance the game. They still will not win.
It can be better.
Okay.
They have a chance to counter attack after a corner or a free kick. That's the only thing I can do.
They still will not win.
But
still will not win.
The problem with Spain is that it will take forever to score. That's the problem.
But they'll score eventually.
Not every time. Right? It depends on how well they put away their chances. They had a lot of chances.
They will create chances.
But that's the point. They'll create chances, but they're not finishing.
Yeah,
I know Zabá is going to start ahead of Merino because the coach prefers Oyo Sabah to start right now because of fitness. But Merino is just coming up to fitness. So it's still going to be the same way. Oyo Sabah starts, then Merino comes in later if they are struggling to score.
Okay. All right, so we all agree. It's Spain. No upsets here. Argentina, Switzerland. Raise your hand if you think Switzerland is going to win. All right, yeah, dude. Hit us with your explanation. Why do you think Switzerland is going to win?
Ayod to raise his hand, so Ayod can go.
Because God don't like Ojuro. That's what
I'm here for it. Let's hear it. Go to me. You said what? I didn't hear you.
He said I raised my hand as well. I said they called him, so he can go ahead and I'll give my explanation after.
So, you also think Switzerland would beat Argentina?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Biodo, let's hear yours. Let's hear yours.
Okay. If, number one, I might have to quit football maybe at the national level if Argentina go and win this thing again because I would be so pissed. I'm just going to tell you I would basically protest against myself and quit national football. I cannot allow that to happen, and I pray in the name of Jesus that will not happen. Yes. However, I will tell you this: 2022 is still a mystery to me. How they won, I still don't understand.
I warned you. I told you they
Hold
win
on,
at the
no.
beginning.
Let me land my points. It's not about winning. You did your prediction. It doesn't mean you saw anything. Get out.
I told you I
Your
saw it.
prediction is always about a trade. You predicted Arsenal so that they could fall. You know, when you are scared of something, you keep saying that thing so that it will not happen. That's what you did. You figured it out.
That's what you
And
believe.
God disappointed you. Argentina 2022. The best game that I saw them play in that 2022 was the final against France. Until that game, they didn't play anything. So how they managed to win that World Cup is still a mystery to me. However, this 2026, I think they played better. Today, they did well. However, I will also say that the last two games they played, they were lucky because those two teams were just not matured and experienced enough to close out the game. I'm hoping Switzerland will be a matured side when they play Argentina. I hope today they will not be too fatigued to handle the game. And I think Switzerland has an opportunity because they're not that great. I saw Argentina fighting today for the first time in this World Cup, coming back from that 2-goal. That's the best I've seen them in this tournament.
Second time.
No.
Cape Verde.
Cape
Cape
Verde.
Verde.
The Cape Verde one was just being immaturity. And that took 2 extra time.
Yeah.
There's a way you play out the game into penalties. They didn't do that.
Fair. They didn't come from behind, so that's fair.
Yeah.
That's all, Jordan?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Ayod, over to you. Let's hear it. Switzerland people.
For me, it's just that I've been very impressed with the way Switzerland play, and I think this will be the first real upset that we'll see in this game. I don't know if you guys have taken time to watch Switzerland, but Switzerland they play the kind of football that I think can be very successful for teams. I've seen Morocco do the same thing. They don't spend a lot of time on the ball. Maximum 3 touches until they're in the final third. One touch pass. And that kind of game, when you have players who are technically able to execute that, I think Argentina will struggle. And I think this will be their first real test. Because again, like Beardo said, Cape Verde, we love the game, very plucky. They attacked Argentina, which they weren't expecting, I think. And so that surprised them. Again, you saw it with Egypt today. Egypt should have won the game today, but they didn't close it out, and we saw Argentina fight back. I think Switzerland is mature enough to take the lead, and they will hold it.
I'll close it out. Okay. So the other mentioned something about Argentina. He didn't see them play well in the last World Cup until the final. One of the reasons, and this is one of the things that my defense for England has been, sometimes you don't need to play well as long as you get the result. If you know how to elevate when it's needed. And I think that's what Argentina did well in the last World Cup, and that's what England is doing well so far in this World Cup. Hence why England, I'm just trying to drop that. It doesn't necessarily mean Argentina didn't do their job. I mean, the last World Cup, it didn't come as a surprise to me. I'm surprised it came as a surprise to you because Messi was 4 years younger. He was, was playing ball. Everybody was 4 years younger. So I'm surprised that came as a surprise to you, and they're playing better now. I think they're older now and they are struggling now, in my opinion. With the last 2 games they played, they went to extra time with Cape Verde, almost went to extra time with Egypt today. I think they're struggling a lot now compared to last World Cup. But Yudi and Marie, Yudi, starting with you. Let's start with Marie. She went last time. I think you're rooting for Argentina, obviously. Aside from your love for Messi, what else makes you think Argentina will win this game?
I mean, like you said, it's like a team can play better. I feel like there's a lot of teams, in my opinion, play better, but it's about the finish. It's about the goal. The goals win the game. I think with Switzerland, Argentina, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think Switzerland is very structured. My favorite player is Yoan Manzambi. He's 20. He already has 3 goals. He didn't play today because he was injured. Hopefully he'll be in that game. But I think they're structured and they score. Like, they're a good team. I think it's going to be difficult for Argentina. If Argentina can keep up, I feel like they're the older team. But I think Argentina comes through at the end of the day. Like, they score, they're hungry. I think Messi really wants a second World Cup. So, I mean, I still think Argentina will win, but I think Switzerland is definitely going to put up a fight. It's not going to be easy.
Okay, fair. Yudi, what are your thoughts?
It depends on how they approach the game. If they go low block, maybe they make it a little bit.
If who goes low block?
Right. Switzerland,
Okay.
of course. Argentina is
I
not
just
that
I just wanted to
different
be sure.
behind in the league, right? If Switzerland go low block, they might make it a little bit difficult. But if they do that, they also shoot themselves in the foot because I've not seen them really counterattack anybody. That's not their strong suit, right? Their strong suit is good link up play and being able to control the game at a moderate pace, right? So I don't see where they edge out Argentina. I see them staying in the game. I see them making it difficult, but I don't see them edging out Argentina. I don't think this Argentina side is particularly good. Um, Semi-final probably where they get out of the competition. If they sneak by, depending on who comes out, Norway, England, because that's another one. If they sneak by whoever that is, they'll only sneak by. I don't think they will be conquerors and defeating it, whoever that is. But this particular game, I don't see where on the field Switzerland edged them out. I don't see it in defense. I don't see it in attack. I think Argentina's defense is weak, but I don't see Switzerland being able to dominate the game enough to exploit it. I see them sitting back, doing a low block, and I don't know the counter attacking powers that they possess. They haven't shown that that's their strength. So yeah, if it's set pieces, maybe that might be it. But you have to be attacking to get set pieces, right? So on the balance of the game, I don't see where Switzerland get the advantage to take out Argentina. Right, they're a stronger team, maybe by just physicality and age and all these other factors, but on the actual balance of the game between how both of the teams play, I don't see them being able to do.
Okay, fair. All right. So when we're talking about our favorite games, at least three of us, myself, Ayo, and Yudi, we mentioned England, Mexico. We know England, they can step up. We saw it against Mexico with all the noise. There's some noise around Norway. First World Cup in forever. Haaland has 7 goals, just like Messi and Mbappe, or Messi has 8 now. We know it's going to be a good game. And of course, Norway knocking out Brazil was a shocker for most people, so we know they can knock out the big dogs. Ayo, let's start with you. Norway versus England. Give us your thoughts.
So I'm gonna say my head is maybe a little biased because I have England to win the whole thing. But I think this is going to be a real test for England because of the Norway factor. I think if England want to win this game, they have to go into a quick lead. It has to be a quick, like 2-0 lead. And they essentially have to kill off the game before Norway have a chance to get into it. Because Norway will take their chances because they have the person who is best at taking chances. Right? So that's where the fair comes in for England. So I'll pick England because I think based on my pre-tournament analysis that England have what it takes to get all the way to the final. I don't think Norway will stop them, but in order to do that, they have to get into a quick lead.
Okay, and you mentioned this is going to be a test for England. Do you think it's going to be a tougher test than Mexico was?
I think it would be. I think Mexico was a tougher test because they went down to 10 men, and so they couldn't really play much anymore. Even with the 10 minutes of extra time, all they did was keep Bellingham and Kane up there, right, and just try to play long balls to see if they could sneak something. But because they had 10 men, you could even see from the changes. I don't know if you guys saw there was a talk about why Tuchel. They asked him why he was taking someone like Dan Burn along. This was before the tournament, and he apparently said, what if you are down to 10 men and you need to defend a bunch of crosses into the box? So Tuchel is the reason why I'm favoring England to be able to go all the way. But because it went down to 10 men, I think it was a tougher test. He had to make the changes to hold on to the lead, and they had to do that. Against Norway, it'll be different. They will have 11. I think they will play.
Okay, fair. Yudi, England, Norway?
Honestly, I put Norway in my brackets. I had them meeting England and I had them beating England. So Norway's in my brackets.
That's interesting.
It's one of those things where I think Haaland is a factor, and I think how they try to counteract that factor is what's going to make or break this game. Is that the chess move to try and counteract Haaland? They could try and take him out of the game with possession, but I haven't seen England play possession 100% of the game. So there are periods where they're not going to have the ball, right? They're going to be relying on Rice. They're going to be relying on Elliot Anderson to do that sweeper work to pick it back up, but they have Odegaard. Odegaard can play the ball in the air, he can play it on the ground, and Haaland can make runs. So what did they do? Did they put someone who is fast in center back to tackle or hold Haaland? You see what he did with Gabriel, right? Or did they go the heights and do them burn? Depending on what you choose, there's trade-offs. And those trade-offs are what makes this game tricky. Set pieces, Norwegians are tall. They have tall players. They can defend set pieces, right? Wing play is the only place where I say, okay, if Saka gets a quick one past the defender, they could be down 2-0 quick, right? That's where I see England has the edge. Quick. But if it comes down to being a tactical game where it's tight, it's locked, there's no set pieces in the game, or it's just in the midfield and it's caged there, I give Norway an advantage with just being able to lump the ball in the box and Haaland being the big, strong target man, right? And then second balls become the thing that people scrap over. So
okay.
I gave it to Norway in my bracket. I'm
sticking with Norway.
We'll see what happens.
All right, Mari, you seem to be nodding and agreeing.
We're going to see Rice versus Odegaard. That would be interesting to watch.
I know,
Looking forward to that one.
That's now boys.
Sorry?
So I'd like to see Rice versus Odegaard.
The Rice versus Odegaard.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, as I was saying, but
Odegaard pissed me off in the last game though. He played too many back passes. I'm like, cross the ball.
Odegaard?
Sorry, but it's across the ball.
He has his
Odegaard has frustrated me in the tournament. I just need him. I need him to get it out, so he's ready for the season. But sorry, go ahead.
All right, so Maria, as I was saying, you seem to be agreeing with a lot of things Yudi was saying. Can you elaborate?
I think England was struggling a little bit. The Congolese almost had them. If it wasn't for Harry Kane, they tied against Ghana. As we saw, I didn't think Ghana was playing that great. I think they finally got their team chemistry and groove playing against Mexico. And I think that was a tough game, playing in Mexico with all those Mexican fans, knowing that Mexico didn't concede any goals. I think England finally has their groove now.
Okay.
However, with Norway, I think Norway is surprising even themselves. Like, I don't even think they thought they would get this far. But they have the build, they have the height, they have the stature. I think they are a strong team. They're a good team. If England does not mark Haaland, if they don't keep the defense on him, Haaland, he gets goals like nothing. Like, he'll be walking, and then next thing you know, he just scores. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be a really good game. It just depends on how they do their lineup, how they're going to, situate all that on how it goes down. Because if Kane and Bellingham can just get good goals, then it's going to be England's game. But if Haaland gets lucky because of his height and they get a lot of corners or set pieces, then I think it might be Norway's game. So I don't know. I think it can go either way.
It can, but would you pick?
I kind of want Norway to win. I want Norway to win, but
yeah, I remember you were beefing England against Mexico, so it makes sense. Biodun, you don't even need to analyze this. I know you're gonna go straight for it, but I also want to ask you a question, Biodun.
I actually want to correct something before you go on. I had Mexico beating England and then Norway beating Mexico in my bracket. No.
But so I used to sticking to Norway sticking England though. I used to stick
that
to Norway
was purely home
We'll
advantage with Mexico, and it was showing for 30 minutes, and then Bellingham double. So,
but Yudi, I used to sticking with Norway beating England though.
In my head, it's 50-50. I think I think England have everything on paper to do it. I feel like Haaland is a factor. You can take him out of the game by trying to stop his supply, and it's not like Man City where there's other people that would give him that supply, but he is still a factor. He's dangerous. A ball in behind could catch England sleeping. Konsa, Gehi are the starters. There's error in those two people, especially against someone like Haaland.
Konsa. Okay.
There's an error there. So it's not a given. And Odegaard is very accurate. It's not like he's going to play a wayward pass. So if he gets an opportunity or two, Haaland is the kind of striker to put them away. The only thing I see is England have chances too. Like they're not gonna sleep in the game. So it depends on if Norway is able to defend. But they proved it against Brazil; they could defend. So who knows? It's not the strongest Brazil side I know, but they still did it for Brazil needed a penalty to score in that game, right? So
Okay. So, but I'm asking a yes or no question now. Still sticking with Norway?
yeah, I'm still sticking with Norway.
Okay, fair. Bjorn, real quick, tell us who you pick for England, Norway, and if you can just quickly tell us what do you think Brazil did wrong or didn't do at all against Norway?
Um, I agree. It looks like a 50-50, but I pick England. I think England will find a way to go through. Good question. So Brazil, take out Brazil, put England in that game. And I will say this, right? That game could have gone Brazil's way
If
if
they score a
that
penalty.
penalty had gone in,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That could have changed a lot of things. They were lucky to stay in the game. As a matter of fact, I will defend my captain. I think that was his best game so far in this World Cup, and he played really well. And he's beginning to get into his groove, so he played really well. So take out Casemiro, put Rice. Take out Guimaraes, put Anderson. Take out Martinelli, put Jude Bellingham. You have your answer.
Noted. All right. To wrap up, thank you guys so far. To wrap up, I would ask you guys again. You guys have done brackets. You guys have, but a lot of things have happened. Some people predicted Brazil to be in the final, and Brazil no longer here. So
Which people?
maybe.
Which people? Where are they from?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Whatever your brackets was before, are you sticking by it? And if not, what is your change? I'll start. I had England, Spain in the final. I had predicted Spain to win, but I changed my mind. I said I'm just going to say England, Spain in the final. Whoever wins, I'm leaving it to destiny. Biodo, who was in your bracket for the final? Who two
The
teams?
bracket is still on course. France, England final.
And who did you pick to win?
Ask me later. You said you left it to destiny, right? Me too. I'm leaving it to later.
Are you leaving to destiny too?
Leave me alone.
All right, Marie, what about you? Who do you have in your bracket to get to the final? Two teams.
I don't have a bracket, but I think what I would like to see would be France, Norway.
Okay, that's possible.
They already played. Why do you want to see them again?
Because they played France with their bench. They were already through.
True.
They didn't care. And I think they did pretty well with their bench. I was surprised with how well the bench did. So I'm like, I want to see them play with all they got, like with their starters, their star players, and see if they really could beat France because of how well they did with the bench. I think they have a chance. They have a shot.
Okay,
I'll tell you this.
You want to see Mbappe Haaland?
If they beat England, I will support them all the way.
Fair. Yudi, how about you? You said you.
Yeah, it was different. A few things are different. My prediction, however, is still in play. Spain, Argentina final was my prediction. That's still in play. A few things are different. I thought Senegal would be here at this point. Right. I thought for sure, besides Senegal, I thought Croatia would beat Portugal. I'm surprised Portugal beat Croatia, honestly. I thought Croatia would beat Portugal, and they were very close to doing it, except, FIFA princesses.
Except it didn't happen. So you said you have France, Argentina.
No, I have Spain,
Argentina
in the final.
Okay, Spain, Argentina. Yeah. Okay, now who are you picking to win?
Spain.
Okay, so I said Spain, although I cannot change it. But Ayod, let's go to you. Who do you have in final?
Yeah, for me it was England, Spain in the final.
Okay, we share that.
And I picked Spain to I picked Spain to beat France because, like I mentioned before the tournament, I thought Upamecano and Maignan had some mistakes in them. Haven't seen them now in the tournament. I think it'll be England, France, and I'll leave it up to this.
So you are changing your finalists, England, France. Okay.
I'm changing. Yes.
I am leaving the winner to destiny.
Yeah, I still think France and Spain will meet in the semis, but I'm picking France to win that game now.
Okay, fair. All right, guys, this has been good. Biodun Ayo, thank you as usual. Yudi, thank you. Marie, super host, super guest for today. We appreciate your presence. Hope you come again. And on that note, Talk Football Live quarterfinals World Cup prediction is wrapped up. Have a good night.
You
See
guys.
you guys.